I believe that how somebody behaves behind the wheel of a car could potentially indicate how they behave in the workplace. For example, if you stop shaking your head, no. I mean, this could have,
No.
we haven't even tested this hypothesis, so you can't
That's
say
right.
no,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So think about this. I take my glasses off because I know how you feel.
Now, what about the people who don't drive, Lee?
Okay, we'll get to them in a minute. So if a person drives in the far left passing lane, and there are 2, 3, 4 other lanes to their right, and they're holding up traffic because they're either doing the speed limit or maybe 5, even 10 miles over the speed limit, but they are holding up a long line. They don't move over. As a matter of fact, if somebody gets too close to them, they slow down. To me, that's an inconsiderate driver, and I would
Correct.
lay odds. I believe that the hypothesis will tie that when they hang out in that fast lane and don't consider the people behind them, that's what they do in a company. They hold it up. They're a bottleneck.
I don't. Yeah, and as I've said, I don't believe that this is a theory because I don't believe that you can take one aspect of somebody's life, especially driving, and then apply it to everything else that they do. I don't. But as we
I
said
do.
before, you said you were going to test it somehow. And
I don't
also-
know how to test it. We got to get people from our audience to help me test this.
Yes. So if there's anyone here who wants to help test this ridiculous theory,
It's not. Why is it? Anyway, so look
Well,
at. So
but it
now you've
just
got people in the
seems to be
fast
like-
lane holding up traffic. How about the other people who go to the other extreme and they are bobbing and weaving? You mentioned that before. That's unsafe, right?
That's
a
also
whole
unsafe,
other
yeah.
level of recklessness that if brought into the workplace, if they're willing to step on people, step over people, you know, that's how they drive. They're just going to get what they want when they want it without, and taking lives along the way.
in theory, it sounds good. But the thing is that interviewing people for anything other than what the job requires gets you into some tricky places.
Well, there's that, but don't we also screen for cultural adaptation? Fit is what we used to call it.
Yeah, we call it fit, but it has to do with fit of the particular workplace. And I don't think we screen by asking, when you're in the kitchen and somebody comes in and you're like, I'm in the middle of cooking something, get out. Does that make them a terrible employee?
No, that means that they're focused on what they're doing. That means that they are dedicated to the craft that they're doing.
But I don't know that you can take these sort of moments in time and parlay them into how predictive how they will fit or how they will work in an organization.
Funny you should say that, because if you look at all these predictive indexes and all these other personality assessments, aren't they trying to assess how cooperative you are, how collaborative you are?
But they don't ask about your specific driving.
Don't you think that those driving habits indicate how cooperative and collaborative and kind and respectful and considerate people
only
are?
As far as they're on the road or that day because they had a shitty day or someone else cut them off, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you can say that about anything.
But the predictive index, first of all, I have a lot of trouble with PI. So let's just
let's get that out on the table. We'll talk about that another time, yeah.
But the predictive index, they ask like in general, blah, blah, blah. You're saying when you are driving, are you doing this?
Yes, I am saying that.
And that's not, well, I know people who would be considered in your mind or in my mind, not good drivers or like drivers that are either unsafe or inconsiderate. And I don't think that that shows up in the rest of their world.
Well, we're going to have to see about that. I do believe that this hypothesis does warrant
people in the
evaluation.
audience.
Yeah,
let's do it.
And if we have any, high big brained user research people, this would be a great project. Great project.
Absolutely.